truck's broke. The fuel pump finally gave out, but I've had it running since like 2016, so we're gonna be pulling out the fuel pump today. We've been using it as storage, kinda, but we'll be pulling out the fuel pump today, and I'll be going over the whole fuel system for some guys that wanted to know what it was like and how I had everything ran. So we'll be pulling the fuel pump out today on it, and we're gonna try to take care of that today. Alright, we got her jacked up. We got her jacked up on jack stands. She's up there pretty good now. So we'll start with the, let me get this tank out. It's a 16-gallon RCI fuel cell. That's my feed line. There's some power and ground wires. That's the return line. It runs out from that feed line. It goes under the truck. Comes out through there. There, let me get y'all some better light. Comes out through the bed, into a 90, into the Aeromotive billet fuel filter, into the big A1000 pump. I made all these lines. These are all dash 8 braided lines. And it just runs down the frame up to the front. That's the return line, going back up to the tank. And from the frame rail, as you can see, there's that braided line. That's the feed line. It comes up into the regulator. I need to move that regulator out the way. It's not the best place for one. And there it goes. Feeds the fuel rails, crossover, and then back down, back to the return line. And that's the fuel system. Well, there she is, guys. Pulled her out. It's a big billet A1000 pump from Aeromotive. Said I've had this thing in there since 2016. So I mean, I've got a good few good years out of her from street use and all. So I guess I've got my monies out of it, as this thing ain't for daily use like a regular stock pump would last. But I mean, we're gonna send it off back to Aeromotive and they're gonna rebuild it completely so we can get this thing back on the track again. This fuel pump is supposed to be able to support up to 1,000 horsepower forced induction and up to 1,300 horsepower naturally aspirated. So I mean, I overbuilt the fuel system because who knows, maybe in the future we might go turbo or go some kind of big forced induction on this thing. So who knows, we'll see. But here she is. What I've also seen some guys ask in the past is how I have my rear suspension set up. It's a flip kit with the shocks relocated with these Viking double adjustable shocks and some traction bars with an underbed notch. And she hooks up pretty good on the street, especially with the pro radials. So there's for the guys that wanted to know how my suspension was set up on the rear. There y'all go. We got the pump back from Aeromotive. They rebuilt it already. Took them a few weeks and they shipped back already. It's pretty much a brand new pump. We got about 6-7 years use out of it. So let's put this bad boy in. Hopefully we'll get it running again. Haven't cranked her up in about a month or more maybe. So we'll see if she fires up. Alright, we got it all mounted up. Spilled a little gas, but it's alright. It'll dry up. We got the pump mounted on. Got these little rubber bushings to keep the pump off the metal. To try to help with the noise, because this thing is pretty loud. It buzzes pretty hard. All we gotta do is connect the wires, but I need to fix the ground end as the eyelet broke off, so I gotta redo this and hook it back up, and she'll be ready to hopefully rock and roll. Alright, she's wired up now. Got our ground and our hot hooked up. Everything's tightened up. Now let's see if we got any leaks. Let's go crank her. Go prime the system. Alright guys, here we got pressure. Cold start for you right there. Yeah, boy. The wife's Denali to the rescue. Let me know, guys, if y'all want to see the wife do a burnout in this thing. That big bag 6'2". There she goes. Over a month later. Aeromotives again. Got a new fuel pump. No leaks. Nope. Got fuel pressure. Yeah. He's rocking and rolling again. Take it for a drive. It does feel good to be behind the wheel of this thing again. Tired of driving the dailies around. Been needing something with some real power.